Hello, my name is Bruce Bartels. I am the Geospatial Support Service Manager here at Waypoint Technology Group, and today we will be discussing how to export files in Trimble RealWorks. What you'll need for today's video is a computer running the latest version of Trimble RealWorks. As we'll see in a couple of minutes, there will be multiple file types that can be exported out of Trimble RealWorks. However, for today's video, we will be focusing on E57 and recap files. As you can see, I have a data set here that is fully registered and ready to be exported. I'm going to start by exporting a non-gridded E57 file. So I will want to have my project selected inside of my project tree. Be in the registration tab, home, export, export selection. As I mentioned earlier, there are multiple file types, as you can see, that we can export out of Trimble RealWorks. However, I'm going to want to export a E57 or recap file during this video. I'm going to go ahead and select the E57 file to demonstrate first. I am going to tell the software to export it to my desktop with a file name of Waypoint New Office. I'm going to click Save. We'll now have an export options come up. The export frame is predetermined at home. I have export intensity and export true color both checked, and the unit is always in meters for E57. So now I'm going to select export, and we'll see in the bottom left hand corner of our screen our status bar will be increasing as the software exports an E57 file. Now that the export of the E57 is complete, we will see ready in the bottom left hand corner of our screen, and the new file is here on our desktop. Let's move on to exporting gridded E57 files through the RealWorks software. We will want our project selected inside of the project tree. We want to be in the registration tab, home, export, and rather than export selection, we will want to choose export TZS scans of selected stations. As you can see, these are the structured gridded E57s that we will be able to export. So let's go ahead and select that. It's going to ask you if you have your whole project selected, whether you want to process all stations. I'm going to select yes. And now we see we have some more options. I will want to change the output file to an E57. You can set the file folder location where you'll like the file to be exported to. In this case, I'm just going to send the file to my desktop. And then we want to choose how we would like the software to sample the data. So I'm going to have sampling by step, which is the only option available to choose, selected. If we were to set this to 1, you will see that the entire point cloud will be exported in the E57 file, all roughly 335 million points. For this video, I am going to increase the sampling size to 100. And as you can see, that decreased my estimated number of points to 43,000. We can also filter by range, intensity, and zone. I'm going to select OK. And the software will export to E57, as you can see from our status bar. Now that the export of our gridded E57 is complete, we can see in the bottom left hand corner, the software is saying ready. I'm going to minimize the screen, and as you can see, here is the file of our new E57 with the supporting files inside of it of each individual scan station in an E57 format. We will now export a recap file with the same steps. We will want to have our project highlighted inside of our project tree, be in the registration tab, home, export, export selection, However, we will want to change the file type from E57 to recap. We will then want to hit save. And as we can see in the bottom left hand side of our screen, that the software is exporting a recap file. This may take a little bit longer than a E57 file. Now that our recap file has finished exporting, we see that the software is ready. And as we can see, here are the two files that RealWorks exported, a recap file and the supporting files along with it. One last way to export a recap file is the same way we just exported a gridded E57. We will want our project selected inside of our project tree under the registration tab, home, export TZF scans of selected stations we will want to select. We will want to select yes, like we did for the gridded E57. And now what we will want to do is change the output file to recap. I'm still going to send it to my desktop, keep my sampling by step at 100, and leave all my other filtering options unchecked. I will then select OK. And in the bottom left hand corner of your screen, you will see that the software is now exporting to that recap file. Now that the software has completed the export of a recap file, we can see in the bottom left it says ready, and if we minimize our screen, we can now see the creation of the new recap file with the files that belong in it as well. Hopefully this video on how to export E57 and recap files will help you in all future RealWorks projects. If you would like to reach out to me with any follow-up questions or looking for any information regarding Trimble RealWorks, please do so by email or phone number that you can see here.